Hi guys, welcome to Unbox Learning. You're with me, Surpi, and I've been wondering that it's been a long time since the pandemic has overtaken the world, and tell me if you feel the same. I've been noticing that there's a kind of aggression that is somewhere, taken grasps of our senses. When I look at my child, I see there's a change in her behavioral pattern. She's become a little bit of aggressive. She's otherwise a very quiet, very happy child who loves to play and explore. But since we've not been taking her out at all, I feel that she's becoming a little more aggressive. And not only are the children on the path of aggression, but I also feel adults are also becoming aggressive and quite violent in their behavior and action. Blame it to the pandemic, or you blame it to the way our perspective is, but I think it's time we do talk about it. And talking about aggression, if I talk about aggression can be there in your words, in your action, through your gestures, and in fact body language conveys more than what you speak. So if there is aggression not in your words but in the way you behave, your body speaks more than you do. So if your gestures are aggressive in manner, the other person is definitely going to get it. So there's some kind of aggression which not only are teenagers grappling with, the toddlers are also grappling with, the adults are also grappling with it. Now, I've been reading a lot of articles about aggression and how to deal with it. And I've been talking to a lot of friends of mine, and we've been discussing how human beings have gone for a complete toss, and how our behavior has also kind of changed. So if I talk about aggression can be of various types. It could be expressed in a verbal manner. It could be a cool-headed aggression where the person or the child is threatening somewhere, or is blackmailing. Emotional blackmail is something that the kids do, or the child is trying to harm himself or herself by probably slapping himself or herself, or some kind of an aggressive action. Hot-headed aggression can be throwing things, thrashing his or her favorite toy. In adults, if you talk of hot-headed aggression, I don't think I have to talk about it. It's very evident. It can lead to violence as well. It can lead to physical violence as well. There is a kind of mental aggression as well, where your mind is undergoing a state of aggression. And there's a lot of violence, disturbance, turmoil going on in your mind. So and different people have different ways of showing their aggression, but believe me, you can always get to know who is communicating what type of vibe by the way they are talking, their hand movement is, their body language is. When I read a lot of articles, and researches, I found that aggression is also genetically traced. Lot of people who have families, in their families they have a lot of aggression, and they see aggressive behavior of their parents or their relatives. Somewhere down the memory line it gets registered. Somewhere you observe it, and it's unconsciously gets imbibed. It is also genetically present. Genes also has an important part to play. When you talk of children, now this is about adults, how we are taking taking aggression into our own selves. Talking about kids, I feel kids, teenagers, toddlers, aggression has become an easy way of removing your pent up energy. So I feel that the best way to tackle with aggression in children and also in adults is to engage in a productive activity. something that channelizes your energy. Dance being one, being associated with music being two. And anything that you like, art and craft, and I would say engage in physical activity, running, jumping, skipping. Find time in your busy schedule and do practice this. Moving on to the next point, aggression can also be tackled by meditating, practicing yoga. Okay, you can go back to my previous videos and listen to the chat I've had with Nitika Bisht. It really helped a lot of people. It also inspires. It will inspire you to do something more in life. Aggression has also different forms. Aggression can be internal, aggression can be external. Internal aggression means you are troubling yourself from within. There is something going on in your mind, and that starts affecting your entire body. Your immunity goes for a toss. External aggression can be when you are showcasing it and it starts showing on your face altogether, your body language, your expression. The best way again you can deal with it is cooling yourself down, being a bit isolated, doing an introspection. And if your child is getting aggressive, trust me, somewhere that aggression is being passed on from you to your own child. So the calmer you are, the better the child will be. For teenagers, since this is a time when there are a lot of hormonal changes that are taking place, this is a time you are moving from puberty to a different stage altogether. You have to control your senses, you have to control your urges, your desires, and it has to be in moderation. Lot of teenagers fall in the trap of depression. So the only key to stay away from depression is to control your aggression, control your stress. And how will you control your stress? You need to understand which factor is leading to your stress. For adults, I think work balance is very important. Work and life balance is very important. If you're not able to balance that, trust me, you will end up being very stressful. And stress will lead to a lot of other health related problems. If you are a teenager, you are a student, you are a college goer, and you see that there is some kind of negativity inside you, there's aggression, there's violence, there's frustration, there is discontentment, trust me, the next stage will be going towards a depressive state. So try to divert your mind, try to do things that would make you feel better, make you feel up. The only way to actually deal with a difficult situation is to accept it, face it, and then definitely go ahead and try to solve it. Because ultimately, you are the only ones who has to, accept it and then solve it on your own. Nobody else can do it for you. If I talk of adults, sometimes a feeling of negativity, feeling low is something that happens to you, it happens to me, it happens to women who are pregnant right now, it happens to women who have just given birth, it happens to men who are under a lot of work pressure. It's not that depression and feeling low, feeling discontented, dissatisfied is only gender specific. No, not at all. Men also have their ups and downs. Of course, women have their own share as well. Kids also go through the same situation which requires your attention. So if working women, housewives, men who are working at home, men who are working in their offices, if you experience that you're getting low, in your spirits are going down, usually your spirits start going down when it is evening, when it's night time progresses. Somewhere in the morning your energy is up, and you'll see morally your energy stops going, it dips down. So when you notice something like this, you feel aggressive. And aggressive can be a mom just shutting up the notebook or a book in a very aggressive manner, making that thump noise and then do it. Identify these small changes in your behavior. In your child, if you notice the child is banging the door, it's the beginning of aggression, it's beginning of a violent streak. Okay, the best way again is to stop it then and there and try to see, why am I feeling the way I am? Violence and aggression in our society around the world is very prevalent, and it is leading to a lot of criminal activities as well, because we're not able to release that kind of energy. So you need to find a way through which you feel happy, through which you feel more contented. And trust me, if you're a man, I do completely understand this. There's work, there's home, children, your boss, your commitment to work, commitment to other tasks, worries and stress. They end up making you a total mess, and you're not able to contain yourself. Women, at the other hand, are also doing the same. They are also trying to balance it. So sometimes what happens, and it has happened with me, it has happened with a lot of other people I've come in communication with, you end up fighting amongst yourself. So the best way, again, is to remain calm, is to be quiet if you feel that there's a verbal spat going to happen, or it is in the progress. You just stop it and you just pause for a while. You just don't talk about it, let it stay for a while. Then your mind will automatically become cooler and calmer, and then you can communicate instead of spilling out dirty aggressive words. It's or through your body language you're trying to communicate that I'm disgusted with you. It will make things worse. So to couples, the advice would be that you be a little more calmer and take a breather, be pause down. No need to clarify and clear things out then and there. Give it time, it will happen on its own. When you're dealing with your child, and specifically if it's a teenager, or the child, if it's a toddler, or it's you have a college goer, then communication becomes very difficult, because teenagers and college goers, they often feel very lonely, and they feel nobody's there to listen to me, and they keep telling me that I'm wrong. Give them time as well, and they'll come back and open up. If you are noticing that your kid or your toddler or your college goer is too quiet, is not coming out of his or her shell, is trying to alienate himself, because this is a very testing time. Try to talk it out. Instead of talking about marks and grades and future, just talk about the present, because right now we have to talk about the present. The problem with our country is also, on the whole, and if you is that they're continuously talking about the future. You need to even pause, breathe, and talk about what is happening currently with your own self. Do not try and judge when somebody is telling you their problem. Try to be non-judgmental, and while I'm talking to you, I am also imbibing the same. And I think when we hear these things from someone else, like when I'm talking to you, there are so many perspectives I'm finding in myself. There are so many changes that I'm currently bringing the changes I'm bringing about in my own psyche. So sometimes when you listen to things, when you see that someone else also has a similar condition, you identify and you start changing your own self. So stress, aggression, frustration, discontentment, all of this is interrelated, interconnected. And if you don't stop it, or if you cannot stop it actually, but all you can do is gradually control it and bring it down. And generally what happens nowadays is the work is pressurizing you, but at the same time you have to balance it. So that's a tricky situation, and you and I are in the same boat, and we need to really find this space for ourselves where we are not only spending time with our near and dear ones, but also for our own selves. So find that little bit of space for yourself when you're doing what you like to do, and many times it happens you're not able to do that at all, and there's this pent up frustration inside you. So then also you need to again pause and rethink what you're doing to your life, because trust me, if you're not getting that little space for yourself, your life is not in place, and it will end up frustrating you from inside. You may not be knowing it, but it will be there. Leave the past. Do not think about the past. I've learned that from my life. Do not think about your past. Do not think about the mistakes that you have made. You've learned your lesson. Forget about it. Don't bring the past into the present. It will not let you stay. Live in the present. Don't keep planning about the future. Yes, you need to plan, but don't keep on and on and on planning for the future. It will again spoil your present. Do not try to download your aggression onto your kids. They will do the same to you when they are going to grow old. Toddlers, teenagers, they're all in their own stages. Okay, a toddler has his or her own way of expressing, and trust me, they have less less experience, less, or rather you can say no experience to express themselves, and they're just in the learning stage. So they're modeling you, they're keen observers, and they're going to look up to you. So you need to be a role model. And trust me, guys, if you want to be a role model, you need to take care of your own self. Because if you are tired, if the caregiver is tired, if as a couple you are discontented, if as a parent you are frustrated, your child will replicate the same. And many a times you end up blaming yourself that my child has done like this, it's all because of me. And me, maybe it becomes like this. The parents start blaming each other. We have to stop that. The more in sync you people are, the better your parenting will be. So parenting is not only for your child, but you're even parenting your own selves. You try to understand that. You're also, kind of parenting your own self. And we need to understand that. We are not all perfect. You need to acknowledge your faults. Okay? And not always strive for perfection. Balance is what we are looking for now. So that's what I felt I wanted to talk about. And do leave your comments in the comment section, and tell me if you would like me to talk about any other topic. And do click on the subscribe button, like it, and I would really want you to share it with lots and lots of people. Not because it's kind of a need for you to do it, but the more you share, the better communication and engagement we shall have. And let's come together as one big family, and let's start discussing the problems we are facing, because community can always make you feel stronger, and you'll feel as if there are people out there who are listening to you. And trust me, do not feel lonely, do not feel aloof. And it's when I'm talking to you, I'm referring to all the children out there, parents, adults, teenagers, everybody. Somebody somewhere is always there to listen to you. So whenever there's this low feeling, depressive kind of a feeling, get out of your shell. Maybe just do crazy stuff be inside home. Do it inside your house, but and do something that makes you feel really, really up. And that's it. That is it for this video. And for my next video, I have already managed to bring my very close friend into the chat, into the Unbox chat room. Ishita will join us. She's a clinical psychologist, and she'll talk about aggression and violence, that kind of behavioral pattern in children, and in adults, and how we can deal with it. So do join me for the next video, and really looking forward to your comments and your engagement with me. So okay, bye bye all of you. Stay healthy, stay happy, try to stay contented. Bye bye.